Welcome back. Good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So till now we have seen everything: creating infrastructure, creating pipelines, shared libraries, and then AMP concept, and doing the deployments of development. And then now we are going to do the development and production deployment. We'll see the full process. Okay, it's not completely automated anyhow. It will definitely have some process because production deployments are very crucial. They are directly relational to the business. So generally, mostly production deployments are not completely automatic. So there is definitely a manual process like change management process. So that let us write down the steps. Go to prod CI/CD. Okay. First, created dev and production infra. So dev is created, production is going on. You can just take the VPN. So this is our VPN. Just copying this VPN as development VPN. Saving this as TAWS 74S -dev dot OVPN. Just import that profile. Dev. So we have the production infrastructure and everything is make sure configuration exists in SSM parameter store. So this is for AWS, but every cloud will have some type of configuration equivalent to SSM parameter store. Okay, definitely. Not only cloud, any platform. If you are getting any platform, there will be a solution to store the configuration. This is a general concept. Whatever we are learning here, so that's not a new specialized or patent concept to any technology. That's not the patent. Okay. So it is general for everywhere. Every software technology you take, the concepts are based on the common sense. Okay. So if one platform have application code different and then configuration different, then definitely every platform will have and they must have. Okay. So we have the configuration already exist. Now development is going on, right? So now developer push the code to GitHub. Okay. And then let's have webhooks for all branches except master branch. Okay. Why I'm not giving master branches? Master branch is generally pointed to production. So production deployments, we are not going to trigger through the webhooks. So that is going to the CR, change management process. So here there's a one condition. You can have webhooks, but master branch should not be triggered through the webhooks. Okay, so we already have our catalog. So here, so this is the one, right? Here I need to have some condition. So that condition is if If not master branch, then trigger pipeline. Okay. So what I'm going to here is I will write some if condition. If, so generally you will have env variable, env dot, it will give us branch name equals ignore case. So you can, if you want, you can generally search this. If condition Ruby comparing string. So why I will get this branch name is because we are cloning it, right? We are cloning while creating the pipeline. So at that time, so you will get lot of environment variables. Let us print this. I'm just writing env. Let us print this. If env dot branch name equals ignore case of master. So if it is master, it should not trigger. So that's why I'm going to have exclamatory. Exclamatory means not. So if the branch name is not equal to master, then trigger the pipeline. Okay. If it is master, can have some if condition generally, else condition. Echo master prod deployment should happen through change management, change release, change management process generally, change request. CR means change request. If the branch is not equal to master, then only we are triggering the pipeline. Note that. So this is it. Now we can push that. And then let's create that multi-branch pipeline. Catalog multi-branch. Let me take this. So this is scan by webhook. Generally, sometimes if you don't have any this one webhooks, I need to configure webhook for multi-branch pipeline. Last time we have seen for normal pipeline. Now we have to see webhook for multi-branch pipeline. So that is going to be simple. GitHub Jenkins webhook multi-branch pipeline. You can just follow this. We'll get this from anywhere. Okay. So here what they are saying is we need to install a plugin multi-branch scan webhook trigger. Okay, so let us install that. Manage Jenkins and go to plugins. Available plugins. Multi-branch. Just take this. I think it's already installed. It is already installed, but I uninstalled it, but it's fine. So next restart only it will uninstall. But now it is installed. So here configuring Just make sure that plugin is installed in your Jenkins. And after that, we are selecting Git, this one, and we want that to buy the webhook. Now you need to give one token here. I'm just giving catalog token. You can give anything, okay? And you need to configure this URL in the GitHub. It is saying already like this. Okay. So now let us go to our GitHub. Inside settings, go to webhooks. Let us delete this one. Add webhook. And here the payload URL is, they are suggesting this one. What is our Jenkins URL? This is our Jenkins. You should always give public IP address. Okay. This is Jenkins URL. And then what is the token we have given? That is catalog token. Okay. Select JSON, then add webhook. So it is showing success. Just apply, save. So cancel the remaining branches. We are working on feature 2. Just for now, canceling everything. This should not be built. This change, whatever I did it in, it is existing only feature 2 branch. You can see this. Okay, it is in feature 2 branch. It's not there in master yet. So that is why it is getting triggered. If you see master, so our Jenkins file have still the old code, right? So if you see the feature 2 branch, so we are updating here. Okay. So now let us do some change. Just imagine this is some change. I'm just giving OK to. So how the discussion will go on whenever there is a production change, right? Client business analyst will take the requirements from client. Okay. For example, you are the business owner. You are the business owner, like you are the RoboShop owner. As you wanted to have some feature after discussing in board meeting somehow somewhere. So you want to have some features in your software, then you will discuss that with your business analyst. Okay, so business analyst will always have some knowledge on the technology plus business. So you discuss with your business analyst, then business analyst will take that requirement, and from our side, like the project side business analyst. So client business analyst discuss business requirements with project business analyst. Okay. So this is how it goes. So these business analysts, they don't know the technology completely. They don't know 100%, but everything is possible in the technology if the business use case is correct, right? So, and this project business analyst usually have meeting with technical architects and delivery manager. A technical architect will convert the technical architects will convert the business requirements to the technical requirements, and delivery manager, he will tell about the timelines. Delivery manager, generally, he will take care of the production deployment in a smooth manner. So this is the discussion going on before starting itself. Okay. So now requirements are finalized and dates are finalized. Team leader will assign the latest features to developers as tickets. Okay. So this is the general process will go on before doing any change. Once developer understood what he has to do, then so this one is already done earlier. Okay. And now developer will start working on the development and he will start pushing the code. So that's what he is doing here. Okay. He did some change. Maybe client asked, I want OK too. Then he did some change and he will start pushing it. And he will update the version also here, package.json. For example, let's take 2.0.0. This is a 2 version. Okay. He did some change and he updated the version. So developer updates the version. And now he will push it. So our goal is this should be triggered automatically. Okay, you can see this is triggering automatically. So when this CI process is going on, our RoboShop library, so it is expecting catalog deploy should be there. So, but I deleted. Let me have catalog deploy. So this is not our application code. This can be a normal pipeline. So catalog deploy, let us configure it. Whenever you create a pipeline that has the parameters, for the first time you just need to run it so that it will understand there are parameters. Okay, you can cancel this. Now you can see you will get the option build with parameters. Now just triggering this once again. So it means the webhook is working whenever developer is pushing the code to the GitHub repository, maybe once in a day. At the time he is leaving or whenever he feels the development is completed, he will trigger. So that will automatically call the CI/CD pipelines in dev environment. The dev environment is your wish. You can have it complete automation. The developer updates the version, he pushed the code. CI pipeline is called. Okay, here just understand this one. While in the interviews also, what are the strategies we are using? What are the best DevOps standards available in the market? That is shift left. So everything you are making it as part of shift left. You are doing unit testing, and then all types of scanning. Those scannings are like static scan, and then static application security testing, and then open source scanning. And we will have image scanning. Generally, we will get it in the Docker, image scanning and dynamic application security testing. Generally, this is not in the automated because it is somewhat expensive. So you can at least mention these things. and then functional testing. So then they will ask who will do the functional testing. Testing team does this script and they give us commands. We configure in pipeline. Okay. Generally, this is the process. So shift left is nothing but you are doing unit testing, you are doing scanning, you are doing functional testing. So everything you are doing here, that is called shift left. That is one of the best standards of DevOps. And then build once and run anywhere. So generally, few projects they do development in development environments and build, and in production environment other build, in QA environment other build, in QAT and every environment they will do one separate build. But that is not the good strategy. Build once and run anywhere. Whatever you built in dev and deployed, whatever you built and deployed in dev should go all the way to production. Code is always same, but with different configuration. How we get different configuration? So that is what we have SSM parameters stored. Okay. And then DevSecOps. So this is nothing but DevSecOps, SAST, open source scanning, and then image scanning. All these are comes under DevSecOps. Okay. So these are the general best strategies. So that we already followed, and you are using shared pipelines. So you know the advantages already. So CI is 10. And dev deployment is done automatically. Okay. So this functional testing is after dev deployment. So this is the process we followed. So once the dev success, okay, so raise a change request. That is nothing but CR. So generally tools are available for every company. So usually their own tools or they will get it from outside. So inside this CR, change title, description, date, what happened in lower environments, and who has to approve. So everything we will write it. So generally our technical team leader, technical team manager, delivery manager, testing manager, everything has to approve this request. So it will go to the one by one, one by one. First team lead, next technical manager, next testing manager, and then next delivery manager, and finally client. So they will check actually what happened in development environment, all those things they will be checking and then giving the approvals. So here the provisioning is going on. And we need to raise PR also. Once dev is success, we need to raise pull request and get it into merged into master branch. Okay. Oh, here the problem is I have to add it. Security, change security group. I need to add VPN dev as well as VPN fraud also. That's why it was not able to connect. Okay, now connected. So this everything is going on in the dev deployment. Maybe it will take 5 more minutes. Okay, we'll just come back in 5 minutes. Now this will take some time. Okay, let's come back at 7:37. So AMI creation is done. We are getting the catalog. The catalog instances are getting ready. So you can say dev deployment is fully automatic with shift left and build once and run anywhere. DevSecOps, and we are using shared pipelines, everything. Okay. So it is success. If it is success, you can just trigger that with catalog app hyphen dev categories, or just check the health because we did okay too. Okay. So this is done. So dev deployment is done. Now let's go ahead and then raise the pull request. Git go ahead and raise a pull request here. Catalog and go for pull request. Feature 2 to the master. Matching the changes from feature to master. Generally, it is a meaningful name. Okay. So not feature 1, feature 2. Create pull request. You can see a lot of commits. So it is saying we need review. Okay, so let me open in an incognito mode. GitHub. So I added another collaborator. I did that collaborator. just adding. So let me log in with that. I don't have that email right now. Can I do? I don't have that email right now. What can we do is just I will remove the protection. Okay. Just removing the review request. Review. Okay. So generally, just assume somebody is giving us approval. So now you can just raise merge pull request, confirm merge. Okay, it is merged successfully. Now, if you see all the changes, we got it into the master branch, like the package.json version, everything is here. So now maybe let's come here and then we check the master is called automatically and then but so as discussed, master production deployment should happen only through the CR. We disabled it. Except master, everything can be triggered automatically. So now this is done. This process is done. So now we have to go for this process is done. We have to go for CR and everything. So and everything is if everything is correct, you will get the approval. Once you get the approval, you come to the catalog deploy and then so generally you have to input some CR number. So whenever you raise a CR request, you will get an ID, right? CR ID. And then you will input that here and you will trigger the pipeline. So now what is the version? It is 2.0.0 and then it is production version. Okay. So that's what we built right now. That is 2 version, right? Yeah, 2 version and then production. Just check once again our pipeline. So once we get production here and then version, and we are just printing, we are initializing it, and then we are planning and we are performing the deployment. That's it. In real time, generally you'll have one more parameter. What is the CR request number? So when you are saying this VPN, Open VPN is generally for our purpose, but in real time you will have Cisco VPN and then Citrix administrators. That's a big team. You just say you are using Cisco VPN. Let me get the production VPN also. Switch off this. This is the production VPN. Say this as T AWS prod. Put here. Give the production approval. Give the approval. So this cycle goes on. Now production deployment will be success. So the change is rolled out from dev to production. If you have another environments like QA and UAT, so the same process will go on. So, and this is the cycle. Again, after a few weeks, your client will come up with different requests. Again, you will implement in dev. Again, you will go for change management process. Okay, and then you will do it in the production environment. So that's how it goes. The entire CI/CD process. Okay. Yeah. So shall we have few questions on this entire process? And finally, one thing, once everything is success, we have to trigger production deployment. Okay, once you complete the production deployment successfully, then development team will have some sanity checking, sanity testing generally. Sanity testing is nothing but, so they will just test the application, whether it is giving proper results or not. And push the tags pointing to commit. Okay, so this way we'll see once our production deployment is successful. Okay, so any questions on this entire process? Yes, Sai Kiran Reddy.
Hello, Shiva.
Sorry, yeah, yes,
Can you hear me?
yeah, tell me.
While we are discussing the Terraform, we have discussed we will not upload the variable or TF into the GitHub now. Like we are uploading it now into the GitHub. Like
Not
if it don't upload,
variables.tf, terraform.tf was generally terraform.tf was.
okay, that is the file which contains a configuration, like a variables, right?
That's your wish. Generally, variables.tf you will have declaration, variable declaration,
Okay.
declaration and default values, right?
Yes.
So, so just assume you are getting module from open source or you are using our module, right? Like I developed some module and I pushed it. So you want to have your own values. That is, then you can have terraform.tf was.
Okay.
Okay, it's not a it is not a harm even you push it to the GitHub, but make sure you don't have any sensitive values inside it. It means terraform.tf means TF means your values. Okay, may not be for others. But if you push Terraform.tf also not a problem.
Terraform.tf is considered by default, right? Like if we
Yes, if you have that file, and for example, if you have here x equal to 10 in variables.tf, and in Terraform.tf whereas if you have x equal to 20, so then this one will be considered.
yeah, okay, got it.
So any other questions? This is the entire process. You just understand this and repeat it. No other questions from anyone? Yes, Sudeep?
Hi, Shiva. I'm
Yeah,
on.
hi. Yes,
Shiva,
sure.
right, one thing here. So we are not using any Docker right here.
Next concept is on Docker.
Right. So in general, one live project, Shiva, one of the banks, so they were using the RLM for deploying the process.
What is RLM?
Release Lifecycle Management, RLM tool. So once we have the label.
These kind of tools, there are hundreds and thousands of tools. Yeah, tell me now.
So once we have the Jenkins labels, we'll get this RLM IDs actually.
RLM ID.
Right. So with these IDs, with the CR, and we were able to deploy these into the OpenShift Red Hat.
Which one you are using, Jenkins or anything else?
Jenkins one. Build labels are using Jenkins only. Once these labels, and we have this RLM, with this help of RLM, we'll get the label IDs, and all these in we'll add the CRs. Once we have the approval process, everything done, and in the change window time, like we'll go for the deployments.
Yeah, correct. That's what we discussed now.
Right. In between, these people are using RLM. That depends, right, based on the company.
Yeah, there are lot of tools. This is just a simple tool to give you to log something. Like if you want after 2 years, how many releases? Generally, at the end of the every year, every company will calculate themselves, right? So how many change requests went, and then how many resources worked, how many hours. So these are the statistics they want for the business. So these tools have that all tracking. Okay, at what time, what version we released, what are the features went, who approved, everything, just to log that information properly. Like service now some tickets, right?
Right.
That is the process. Yeah, hierarchy management.
So for now, in our process, in the next step, like catalog, we'll have the Docker images. Then after that, we'll go for the clustering, right?
Yeah, we will go to the Kubernetes. Yes. OpenShift Kubernetes, they're completely same.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Sattar. Sattar.
Yeah, hi Siva.
Hi.
Good morning. Like next concept is Docker and Kubernetes. Yeah, you are going to cover Python also.
Yes.
It is the last topic or
last topic?
Okay, thank you.
Just waiting for this to complete. Okay, just assume this is completed, and let's go the last step of tagging. Okay. So let me go to the master branch. Git pull origin master, just pulling everything from the master. if you just see git log. Okay, so this is the latest commit. Now I need to log this. I need to tag this. Why tag? Okay, git log one line. So generally, if you see any GitHub open source, they will have releases or versions. For example, let me just take Terraform AWS module or VPC, any module. So if you see, you will have tags. So this tags means the versions and then pointing to the commit IDs. But after 20 releases, if you see at what commit I went for production, you cannot understand that by seeing the commit IDs. So that is why we will just tag it, git tag 2.0.0. Then if you just see this, so this 2.0.0 version is pointed to this commit ID. Now you just push the tags, just git push origin -- tags. Okay, so it means it is pushed. Now you can go to our catalog. You can see the tag. So this tag on particular, you can see the date generally here and what commit it is pointing. And you can download the code at any time. So when we were at 2.0.0, what was the code? So you can download it. Maybe you will go to 4, 5. At any point of time, you can easily track. So what was your code at a particular version? So this is how tags are useful. So with this tagging, you can say the production deployment is successful and completed. Okay, so as anyhow it is already success. You can just test it. The developers will test like this. Okay, once they get proper response, then it means the release is marked as the production deployment is marked as successful. Everybody will get some mail. That's it. Okay, so this is the whole VM deployments. You can just follow the same to all other components like catalog, user, the same process. You can just remove that. Can just replace our catalog with other user and then cart. Okay, but shipping anyhow, we will see that Java CI process once with the Docker deployment. So now in this whole process of VM deployments, what are the disadvantages we got here? So this is a whole lengthy process. So definitely we will have downtime. So we have VMs, right? So do you think our VMs are completely utilized? You can answer in the chat. Like, do you think our VM resources are completely utilized? So resource optimization is not good. For example, you took T3.medium, maybe 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. For our application, maybe 0.5 CPU is used and 1 RAM is used, 1 GB RAM is used. So resource optimization is not good in VM. And what about immutability? So can a person log into the server and he can change whatever he wants, right? Can he log into the server and do whatever he wants? Can he do or not? Again, please answer in the chat. So servers are not immutable. Anyone can change the configuration inside. So if you change the configuration inside, then what will happen? Obviously, so your application will go down and it will take a lot of time to track what went wrong. Okay, so that is another disadvantage, immutability. And then so do you think dev and prod VMs have same configuration? So what is configuration here? Everything, if you see, what is the application generally? So application is nothing but server, and inside server, what we did Ansible, using Ansible, what we did, install application runtime, install few other packages or libraries, and then finally install the application. So this is the application server generally. So it should have all these things. Okay, so this is what we are creating VM image. So if VM resources are more, VM images are fat. VM images are fat because of OS and resources. So what happens if VM images are fat? For example, if your phone is empty, you don't have any files, you don't have anything in that. So it will start up in maybe few seconds. But if your phone has full of files, full of softwares, full of applications installed, do you think that will start immediately? So obviously, if your server resources, like if your VM is very fat, so it will not start immediately. So that means boot up time is high in VMs. For example, if you are expecting a sudden traffic to your application, your auto scaling cannot work immediately. It will take some time to understand that. Okay. So that is the general disadvantage of that is the general disadvantage of our VMs. So that is one disadvantage. And this immutability, same. I want build once and run anyway. So just we are using Ansible, we are able to do the same configuration in all environments. Just imagine if you don't have Ansible, so that's a too much worst actually. Okay, build once and run anywhere. What will happen if you don't have Ansible? We can't guarantee the configuration is same in all dev and prod servers, right? So generally what will happen in development, we will simply upgrade it because it's in our hands. We'll simply update the versions, but in production, you will not have the access to upgrade simply. So that is why generally the configuration is different in different environments. So that is one of the disadvantage. You get it inside the VMs. So what else? So these are the VM disadvantages. And then like, yeah, we have high availability and then self-healing. So high availability is nothing but when the traffic is getting more and more, your application should increase the number of VMs. That is anyhow it's there using auto scaling. We have the solution, but high availability because of the boot time is more. Your application definitely will forget some requests. Like if your current traffic is 100, but immediately if you get 1 million users to the system, so high availability will not work immediately, right? Will not work immediately based on the load. But we implemented the best standards in cloud. Generally, if you are going for VM deployments, so you don't have the auto scaling also in legacy in your companies, right? So that is completely manual. But we implemented it because we want to have some better VM approach. Self-healing. If someone is doing something wrong in your application, so do you think the application will correct itself automatically? Suppose as an employee, you just logged into the server and then you did some mess. Application is not working as expected. Do you think it will restart itself automatically? Self-healing is nothing but if something wrong happens to you, you should clear that should be cleared automatically. Like a robo, if you just break the robo arm, so the robot should go itself and then it should repair itself. So the same kind of approach in the applications. If something goes wrong, application should correct itself. So that is nothing but self-healing. So we don't have that feature available here. So these are the disadvantages generally, and we will address these disadvantages in the Docker and containerization. Okay. We have many, but we will justify once we started doing it. So right now you may not be convinced, but definitely you will be convinced when we are working on it. Simple. If in my Windows, let me open the task manager. In my Windows. So do you know what are all these processes? We don't know what is going on in the background. Okay. VMs are heavy. Lot of processes and services are running on.
Oh,
That consumes more resources of system, right? Unnecessary installations, unnecessary packages, unnecessary things in VM. But in Docker image, OS is very lightweight. No unnecessary installations. So there is a OS called Alpine. Generally, we know the OS is at least minimum 1 GB and 2 GB. So this OS size is 6 MB, equal to an MP3 song. Okay, if your OS is 6 MB and you will install few packages like Node.js, maybe this is 100 MB, and your application like catalog is again 5 MB or 15 MB or whatever. So your total application will come around 150 MB. Okay, but what if it is VM? It is more than 1 GB or 2 GB like that, right? So if it is 150 MB, this application is very fast and you don't have any unnecessary things inside it. That is how Docker is very useful. So if it is 150 MB, then this high availability will work faster than this 1 GB VM, right? That is as simple as that. Okay. So in VMs, you have unnecessary installations, unnecessary packages. Anybody can hack easily. But in your Docker, you don't have any unnecessary things. You will have only the necessary packages installed. So it is fast. VMs and Docker images are exactly same. Just in Docker, you don't have any unnecessary packages. That's it. So just go through the Docker and VM concepts generally. So I do have few videos in our channel, the same channel where you are referring the videos. So we'll have some playlist here. Just go through it. From tomorrow, we will start doing Docker. This channel don't have, maybe other channel have it. So any other questions? So the difference here is when we are doing Ansible, we took one base OS, right? Like VM. We took CentOS 8 and then using Ansible, we configured. So this is called as AMI, okay, Amazon Machine Image. But in Docker, the same CentOS 8, okay, but it is lightweight OS of maximum 150 MB. Okay, so generally few companies will go with Alpine also. Using Docker, we configure packages. We configure that using Docker. We configure as actually whatever you used Ansible, the same way we use Docker also, okay, but with different syntax. And now we call it as Docker image. So this is maybe 1 GB or 2 GB, whatever. And you need many resources for this, like at least 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. But this one is maximum 500 MB maximum, and this one is minimum. And you need here at generally 0.2 CPU and maximum generally 0.5 RAM, or let it have it 0.5 also, not a problem. So that's it. Exactly the same, but everything you will have lightweight versions. You don't have unnecessary packages, so obviously you'll get the less memory. So it can be easily scaled up and scaled down. Yeah, I wrote one Medium article earlier. Okay, so these are the advantages. Just go through this. This is very useful. This is bare metal server, like physical server before cloud. Maybe 20 years back or 10 years back, we had bare metal server that can be compared with our independent house. So independent house, so scalability is obviously tough. You cannot construct independent houses very frequently, and then less resource utilization. And the space you have, it is just only for one house. But if it is VM, so the space you have, you can construct multi-story apartment. So the resource utilization is good in VM compared to the physical server. And scalability is tough. Here scalability is somewhat good because you can increase the number of floors. So this is more efforts to make the environment consistent from dev to prod. So if you are constructing multiple physical houses, independent houses, you have to put more efforts to keep all the houses same. Okay, and provisioning time is very high because generally it will take a lot of months to construct the independent house, like 10 independent houses. But if it is very less when compared to the independent house, you can construct 10 flats very easily. Container is nothing but just like in our PG, right? In our PG, paying guest accommodations, you will have one room, and in a one single flat, at least maybe 3-4 persons will stay. So everybody have their own bedroom, but the common space like kitchen and then living room. Just read this article. We will anyhow discuss once again. This will be very helpful to understand. I can keep it here in our notes. Okay, so these are the advantages: resource utilization, scalability. Cost is obviously less because you are doing resource utilization, and reliability. Boot time is very less. Performance and security. These are the only two options. Generally, Docker have some disadvantages, but you can address these disadvantages. And portability and auto scaling, everything. Just go through this, then I will start from tomorrow. Yeah, Alekia Garapati.
Yeah, hi Shiva, good morning.
Yeah, hi. Good morning.
Yeah, usually in real time we'll be having multiple branches, right? Like dev, QA, pre-prod, and then
No.
to prod.
No, that's the legacy old process.
Okay. So in Jenkins file, if we want to deploy to multiple environments, do we need to write multiple if conditions there? Usually you write like not equal to master. So there,
Because we only have 2 branches.
okay. In this
We
case,
only
yeah.
have 2 branches. Master and feature, that's it.
Okay, if we are having multiple, then again, based on our requirement, we need to write multiple conditions.
Yeah, so if you have multiple branches, just go here. Just go here, and then inside catalog deploy, just give the environment you have. For example, we have the QA infrastructure. So I can make the QA infrastructure easily, right? Now, what can I do? I can create another RoboShop infra QA, and then I will create the QA infrastructure. And now here I will say QA or UAT. The application will be deployed. Correct?
Yeah, right.
That is the very, very old branching strategy, and it is completely wrong. So our code is not based on the environment. Okay. So basically what is our point? So every environment should have the same code, but different configuration.
Yeah.
Santosh Aula. Santosh Aula.
Hi Shiva, good morning.
Yeah, hi. Good morning.
Yeah, Shiva is a Terraform based point of view. You have to maintain a different infrastructure and different stages, right? One master and future branches, right?
Terraform.
Yeah.
No.
So how you?
So Terraform, how we did? Either you maintain different repositories like this, or inside the same repository, what we did here. Just have the different Terraform TF class. It's your wish. You can keep the complete application. This one also, different repository also, it is fine.
Okay, but variable is also different, right? Terraform.tf files.
If the environment is different, values are different or not?
Yeah.
Variable values are different or not? It's obviously
Yes.
different.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
So if no questions, yeah, we will start Docker and containerization. Is Venkat Anand.
Hi, Shiva. Good morning.
Yeah, hi,
Uh,
good morning.
Can you please just touch upon AWS Lambda and the difference between
That
this
we
and
will get it in the Python.
Python?
Python
Okay.
scripting, yes.
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you, Shiva.
So generally, Lambda is a developer service. So instead of writing the code directly in the VMs, generally developers they can use of Lambda. That is purely development related services, not DevOps and cloud. But we still have something in Python use case. We will write our Python code and upload it into the Lambda.
Okay.
Vinod Kumar.
Hi, sure.
Yeah, hi.
Is there any alternate for the Jenkins pipeline for in real
There
time?
are a lot GitHub Actions, GitLab CI/CD. There are a lot of alternatives.
Okay. The most common use is Jenkins only.
It's most commonly Jenkins is used.
Okay.
Yeah, if no questions, that's all for today. Just to start again fresh with containerization concept from tomorrow. Have a nice day. See you in tomorrow's session. Bye.